You know what time it is. You know what time it is.
How firm my friendship. Oh,
you know what time it is. Raw with them boys of the fall. You know what time it is. On the ground with a nose for the ball. You know what time it is. Blood, sweat, and them tears for this game. Leaving it all out on the field with no fear for you lanes. And it's Buckeyes by a billion. We in the building with over 100,000. We represent from the uttermost to the public housing. And if we don't play, all wide receivers got your secondary shook, so they cook them like Bobby Flay. Hey, stay out of my way and trust me, cause I know it's OH. Somebody please give this brother an IO. Come on.
What up, Buckeye Nation? Welcome to the Buckeye Boyz, where we talk about college football with real fans. I'm Devin. That's Mello. And as I told you guys, we got a very special guest on here with us tonight, Grace. This is Caden Dixon Wyatt's mother, everybody. Grace, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Hey, everybody out there. I have a question for you real quick, Devin. Who is that rapping? Like, how did you find somebody to just like get the move
Hey,
started?
that's our dude B Moses, man. He's the other host on the Buckeye Scoop channel anyway. So yeah, that's him rapping, man. I love that song. I think it's great.
Okay. Okay. All
We were
right.
bumping it at the Rose Bowl.
Okay.
And the streets
Moses.
that
All right.
dance.
I like it.
I was about to try to tell you it was me, but I didn't think you'd believe it.
I know it wasn't you. I know it wasn't you. I love you, Devin, but it wasn't you. I know that now. I'm just
Well,
kidding.
anyway, hey, chat, appreciate you guys for showing up. I told you guys, stay tuned to get ready, man. This show is happening. It's going to be a very exciting show, high energy show, man. A lot of things to talk about. But before we get to that, please hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button as well on both channels, the Buckeye Boyz with the Z and Scoop. Super chats are open, man. If you guys got a question, that's how you'll get them answered tonight. Put them on there. We'll pull them up towards the end of the show. But we got a good show planned, man. We got to go to a side of recruiting that us fans don't really get a lot of information on all the time. It's perspective from a mother and to Caden Dixon Wyatt's recruitment and just recruiting in general. We got questions for tonight just about recruiting in general and the mom's impact of that these days. And we'll dive into that, ma'am. Let's just do it. Grace. So, right, Caden Dixon Wyatt, one of the best wide receivers in the nation right now. We've said that here in the Buckeye Boyz well before I ever knew you. Just to make it clear, I'm not saying it because you're here. Ended up a Buckeye, man. Love it. Came into the class. Every top team in the nation wanted him. He ended up choosing the Buckeyes, but he had to start somewhere. You had to start somewhere with him. When did that start for him? When was your and his journey started into football?
Caden was 4 years old. Back then, you had to be 4 turning 5. Caden, early on, Caden was about 2. He stayed with the football, and I'm not like putting extras on this. He literally, I never forced him to be into football. I'm a basketball girl. I never was really like on the end of football, but Caden stayed with this stuffed football from about 2 to 4, and he asked me and begged me to play youth football. Okay. Because his birthday falls into August, I will be honest, we lived in a place called Alameda. And so I went to one of the youth places that they had a football team, and I asked them if my son could play on the team. They said he could be the water boy. And I'm not making this up. And in that moment, my son was so disappointed. His feelings was so hurt. And so I, being a social worker, during the summertime, I put him in Oakland camps. So it's this rec center called Bushrod in North Oakland. Shout out to people that know the Bay Area. But he would go to Bushrod and he would be at their camp while I was at work. And so this one particular day, this man walks up to me and he says, are you this kid's mom? And shout out to him because that is Jordan Davison, who's at Oregon's right now, stepdad. Okay, so
Yeah.
everything falls in full circle. So anyway, shout out to Jerry. His name is Jerry. So he said, I was watching your boy and he was outside playing with the football. We have tryouts tomorrow. Can you bring him up there? And I was just like, and Caden's like, Mom, please, please, what can you do? What are you gonna say? Because he's
Yeah.
been wanting this. So
Yeah.
the next day, I took him to the tryouts, and it has taken off since then. And I do have a fun fact for you guys. Caden's first coach that coached him in football was a female,
Mm.
and they won
Ooh.
championships.
That's what I'm talking
Okay.
Yeah,
about.
her name was Coach B, and to
Heck
this
yeah.
day, we still have a good relationship with Coach B. But Caden won his first championship with her that year. He was the starting quarterback for her team, and they went to win two championships for the youth team. Shout out to the Spartans. They are now called 300 Legacy
Mm.
youth team in West Oakland.
That's a tough name. I like that name.
That's a tough
300.
name, man. That's one of my favorite movies, dude.
Yeah.
300, man. I love it, man. It gets you pumped up, dude. But law, uh, good backstory there, man. Had to start somewhere. I loved you put in there, female coach. Why you are saying that is because you, as the mom, have been at the forefront of this thing for your son. You know, when I reached out to, interview Caden, it was you that I spoke with. When I met you at the SFE OT7 event, you were there, right? You were at the back to school event with him. You helped organize most of that. So you've been at the forefront of this thing, and that's awesome to see. Normally there's a couple people to go to in that situation, but in this scenario, you've been at the forefront of this thing, rocking it, man. And it's more of a male dominated industry. So for you to step up and do what you have done and see the success of your son, it's really cool. It
I
really,
appreciate
really is.
I really appreciate that. And you're right. It hasn't been a walk in the park with being a
Mhm.
female. And like I said from the beginning, I was always into basketball. And so you guys know, Caden was not just a football player, he was a basketball player too. Um, it is when he decided to go to modern day, he wanted to hone in and focus more intently into his craft with being a football player. I also want to say too, like, football and basketball are very different when it comes to recruiting. So if you're playing football and you're getting, my son started getting, he got his first offer in the 7th grade. So if you're getting looks by colleges at seventh grade as a football player, basketball is totally different.
Yeah.
You're not getting looks, you're not getting offers, you're not getting, so I think he tended to lean more to the football because I feel like football was consistent with their interaction with football, like college,
Right.
high school. They're just more active with being consistent with corresponding with the student, more so in my opinion than basketball. Basketball is a little bit, I mean, for me, it took me to, I got to junior college to actually get an offer
Mm.
of some sort. You know what I mean? I mean, I
Yeah.
know times have changed now. I'm not gonna age myself, but it's just different. So when I started, when I noticed that there was a real thing going on with Caden in football, he had just started at Mater Day. Like I said, he had got his first offer. By the time he got to Mater Day, he had 6 offers. I'm just gonna be honest. It's not the glow. It's not the. It's just because I came up with a plan that he's always played up, and I wanted to kind of push him with the older guys so that he can be seen, and so those colleges can get to know him early. And
Yeah.
that plan worked, hence uh, what he's doing today, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So,
Very interesting. So, was it hard to send him to Matter Day, and how? Because you said that you live in the Bay Area, right? In Tupac's area, where he's from.
yeah. So I'm originally from Inglewood, born and raised.
Yep.
My father, I went to Morningside High School. Um, that's the school of all kinds of great athletes, Lisa Leslie, Tina Thompson, Byron Scott, Eldon Campbell. So, because of my father, I was born into sports,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and so I knew um, what it would be like to go to Modern Day, what it would take to go to Modern Day, and I believed in Caden.
Yeah.
My thing was, now knowing all that I know, how am I going to get from the Bay
Right.
back to LA?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I took a chance on my son. Okay. I quit my job.
Hmm.
Like I said, I was a social worker for Alameda County. I resigned November the 22nd. Wait, no, what day was it? Yeah, it was August. It was August,
Hmm.
right before he was supposed to start at Modern Day. I have a daughter.
Hmm.
I packed me, my daughter, and Kaden up, and I hightailed it back to LA with no real plan on how it was really gonna go. My dad, he still lived in Inglewood, and then his family side lives in LA. My mom's side lived in the Bay, so that's how it even came about that I
Yeah.
was in the Bay, because my
Yeah.
mom is from the Bay. So I wanted to be
Nice.
closer to my mom after I had Kaden, but coming back, I didn't know what was going to come of it. After you have kids, it's all about working and making sure you can pay bills, to provide a roof over their head, food on the table. You just get
Yeah.
into that routine. So I literally walked away from everything. My kids didn't
Yeah.
have to want for anything prior to Modern Day. We lived a very comfortable life. We were I won't even say middle class. But to the average person, they could look at us like a middle class family. My kids didn't want for anything before Modern Day, and I literally quit and packed up,
Yeah.
and
That's
he got signed up for Modern Day within like weeks after that.
Yeah, that is a big commitment to make, right? But as you said, man, you knew, right? You knew what Caden can do, and the other thing to remind people is that you did that, went to Modern Day, and then you had to deal with the recruiting process, right? And that recruiting process ended with him choosing Ohio State, and as we know, the recruiting process is packed full of all kind of different people, snakes in the grass, people that really want to help, nil offers here under the table, all this stuff, right? That we talk about, that we hear about, so on and so forth. But long story short, all that stuff combined equals a crap ton of stress for parents and supporters around the recruit, such as yourself. So speak to that and ultimately let us know, for you as a parent, what made you feel comfortable about Ohio State? Because we know Caden was extremely sought after Oregon, and also might be a good time, man, because as you know, I called and talked to you about this, man. People are putting out there, Con 3 is putting out there that Caden's on flip watch, right? And I called you, and we were laughing about that.
I
Pretty good
I am
laughs there.
clueless. I'm clueless. There's something about Caden that, like, I want people to know. Since my son was little, he knew what he wanted. He told me that he wanted to go to Modern Day. It was my job as his mother to make it happen. Okay. Um, he knew in the end he wanted to go to Ohio, and it was my job as his mother to go out there and see for myself to give him the stamp of approval. And
Mhm.
that's how it goes. My son is very meticulous. He takes his time with things, and he's very mysterious. So during his recruiting process, Caden didn't tell me, we didn't talk. He didn't tell me which way he thought he was swaying to, what he wanted to do. And me and him are so close that I knew to leave him alone during that phase and
Yeah.
during that time. You have to understand, he's going to the number one school in the country for high school football. That's number one.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're trying to win a championship. He's getting recruited. He's trying to figure out what school he's going to. He's trying to make sure his grades is together. There was a lot during the recruiting time, and I am so proud of him for being able to like really deal with the things that come with recruiting behind the scenes. I'm very proud of the way that he handled a lot of things. For example, you can't go to all the schools,
Right.
so
Yeah.
you have to have a conversation with those schools that you have built all these relationships with, that I'm sorry, we're not going to, I'm not going to be coming to your school. And my son, before he did the commitment, he did reach out and talk to each and every one of the coaches to let them know prior to what was going on. And for his age, like, I don't know about y'all, but at 17, I wasn't doing that.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't being communicative and acting like a woman
Right.
and being honest with, just there's a lot, that came with that. Um, we built a lot of great relationships with schools. There were a lot of schools that I felt like were genuine, but it didn't check all the boxes. And um, for me, as his mother, I want him to go to a school that checks all the boxes, not just some.
Right.
So I got a call from Caden, and he said, "Mom." And so me and Caden, like I said, we're so close that he could basically say something without saying something,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I get a call from him one day. I think he was visiting Ohio, and he called me and he was just like, "You need to come out here." And it was a different type of conversation though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's literally all he said. And I knew what time it was.
Yeah.
So I hightailed it to Ohio because I had never been to Ohio personally yet. I was waiting for the official visit to
Mm-hmm.
visit Ohio.
Yeah.
But when I could just hear it in his voice. I just knew. And as a mom, I think if there's other mothers that are watching this, you just know your child. You just know, right?
Yeah.
And so I got to Ohio literally within the week after that conversation with him. And I got to see for myself what he fell in love with.
Hmm.
And it made sense. It did. There is a lot of qualities about Ohio State that is very, very, very similar to Mater Day,
Yeah.
believe it or not. A lot. And yes, Mater Day is a high school, but there are a lot of structural similarities that I like,
Yeah.
that I think fit with my son's personality, um, and fit with him
Yeah.
as a player. So when I say Ohio checked all the boxes, literally they checked all the boxes when I went to visit. And plus, I never thought that I would like Ohio, like Columbus, Ohio.
So what did
I
you
never
think?
thought
What was
a
your
chocolate
expectation?
girl like myself from Inglewood would fall, would fall in love with that city like that. And I
Yeah.
did. I literally did.
What was your expectation before you went, and then what was the reality when you showed up? What did you think it was Columbus was really like?
A bunch of, like I told you where I used to live, a bunch of farmland with cows and woods and everything else, probably.
Yes, but I also thought it was like, please don't be mad at me, Devin. I thought it was, and no disrespect,
Hey, it is
I
I
what it
know.
felt
is.
It's
like
all
it
good.
was like white people that did not have a lot of relationships with black people type of environment,
Yeah.
that if I walk down the street or walk in the store, everybody gonna stop and turn around. I, that's
It's not Mississippi.
right. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know why I thought that. Like, that is what I thought. I thought that Ohio was this white, like, just,
Lack of diversity area.
Yeah.
yeah,
What
like,
you know what's crazy is like the high school I went to. You saying this, some there's a part of this that's not true, but the lack of diversity part in certain parts of Ohio, in a small town, country town like where I was raised, zero diversity, like hardly any at all. You know what I mean? So like
right.
there's that, but man, not in the big towns of Ohio. It is there.
No.
It's diverse. I'll get out.
And the funny thing is that I like the country. Like, I want to be in the country now. So this is like
Yeah.
perfect. Like, I
Yeah.
want to be on a farm. I want to be wearing my cowboy hat and my
Yeah.
cowboy boots. And this is the perfect time because I'm just into that right now. So when I got to Ohio, it was nothing. When I say nothing, nothing like what I thought it was. Okay.
So
I
what was the reality? Let the
I
people know
want
that
you to.
haven't been to
the
Columbus.
reality was that it was a cool city. Like, I saw black people. Okay. Uh there was black people there, and the people itself was nice. They could have been white, they could have been purple.
Yeah.
They were nice. They were warm. They were inviting. It didn't feel like you said, Mississippi. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I done made the wrong turn. No, the people were nice. They were inviting. They didn't know me. They didn't know what I was there for. I'm talking about if I just walked in a
Right.
store.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the landscape of Columbus. They had a Marshalls.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And then Capitol Grill.
Yeah.
Capitol Grill. Capitol Grill. Okay.
That's your spot, huh?
Um
Yeah.
I mean, it was just nothing what I thought it was gonna be. And that's all I could ever ask for is for my son to be in a environment where he's accepted, where
Yep.
he's treated a certain type of way. Um, it was I was comfortable. Okay. I was
Yeah.
comfortable.
Now, in
And
terms
that
of
speaks volumes.
your son's treatment, we had this conversation backstage. Columbus, I mean, is the biggest sports franchise in all of Ohio, so he might be Instacarting
Yeah.
and not leaving his house because he'll be getting mobbed.
I know.
Yeah.
And
He's
and you know, they don't when I went out there, they didn't know who I was, you
Mhm.
know? So
They
They
I'm
good.
wouldn't
saying,
now.
as far as just a regular schmegular person, it was it was warm. It was warm. I
Yeah.
felt like the people were warm.
Right.
I
And
see. I
that's all
love
I could
this.
ever ask for.
They're gonna know who you are now because I knew it because you
I
speak your
know.
mind. I love it. I speak my mind too, and I just feel like there's been like several recruits, parents, and moms on here that wanted to say something similar to what you said. Like,
Yeah.
hey man, I don't know about Ohio. They're gonna playing banjos when I get off the plane there or something. You know, like
Right.
that type. But you just say it, man. So you're probably just gonna make this show go viral because that's good stuff, man. But you know, here recently, you're talking about the warm welcome there from Ohio in general and in the city of Columbus. You could see you just had an event this past weekend, so he's connecting with other Ohio State recruits already. So speak to that a little bit, and then speak to your relationship with the Ohio State staff. How has that formed since the commitment? How's that going for you?
Well, shout out to Lainey. Lainey is Chris Henry's mom. She was the one who originally put together the back to school. She had asked me, did me and Kaden want to collaborate on the event? I told her absolutely. Kaden loves to give back. He loves talking to kids and talking to them about football. And so I want to say this. Kaden and Chris's relationship is so beautiful to watch. It is an authentic relationship. They are really friends. And I love watching them together because when Kaden is with Chris, Chris brings out Caden's personality. I love watching them. And you would think because they play the same position and that there might be a little bit of something there. No. They are rooting for each other. And I love their relationship. It is one
Hmm.
of the cutest bromances that I've ever watched and witnessed. And to watch them be on the same team for high school, and now they will, after high school, be going to play together in college. I feel safe. I
Yeah.
feel safe that my son and Caden, he said it on your show. There's no secret. He's a little bit more quieter than the normal person,
Mm-hmm.
but like Chris brings out, you know, his personality. And I'm so grateful to their relationship. And and Lainey is a sister of mine. It's like literally all love. We want our sons to win. We genuinely want our children to get out of this all that they can. And there's no, now you know how the boys are. They'll do their little competitive stuff with them. You know what I
Right.
mean? But
Yeah.
as far as us as moms, it's literally like I care about her son, Chris, and she cares about my son, Caden. And we genuinely want them to win. Okay. We want them
Yeah.
to get out of this thing, whatever God intends for them to get
Amen.
out of it, because we see something in them that they can um make certain things happen with their talent.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's all I could have ever asked for. That's all I could have ever asked for. Caden is one of those teammates. He loves his teammates. He genuinely loves his teammates.
Yeah.
And it is
Yeah.
so beautiful to watch over the weekend how Chris and Caden did the backpack giveaway. And they made so many families happy of people that were in need. I was so emotional in a happy way that, not too long ago, it was us that needed the help.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
for him to immediately want to give back, it shows his character, you know? And
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm just really proud of Caden and Chris. And I know they're going to do tons more of community building and stuff like that. But you guys, it was for them to be in high school. I haven't even seen some NFL players do this type of stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Talk, and when I say talk to the kids, give them advice, like it was just beautiful. It was
Yeah.
beautiful.
It's crazy because we hear about the Ohio State culture, the brotherhood that's in the locker room. Well, that's the kind of kids that Ohio State recruits, right? All these, when we interviewed Caden, we've interviewed a lot of recruits. When Ohio State's going after them, you can tell, man, that they're a certain type of recruit. They believe in that culture, they believe in that atmosphere. And the really cool thing about it is all the parents we have talked to as well, from even former players and current players, they say exactly what you're saying. They're even close with the parents of the kids in that class. So that
Oh, so let
culture,
me tell you about Ohio and I love them.
Yeah.
They never sugarcoated anything with me. I love that. I don't like no fake mess. Like you can
Mhm.
go somewhere with that. Again, Devin, you already know me. I'm a straight shooter. Like I don't play them games. You know what I mean?
I know.
And from
I know.
day one, Ohio has kept it 100 with me. And you know what I loved about Ohio is when we were picking the dates to do the official visits. We give them a date. They like, okay. They weren't like, no, we gotta have this date. They're just smooth.
Were other schools
That's the
like that?
best way that I could describe the staff there. Everybody from the linebacker coach staff, the running back coaching staff, some of the positions that I don't even know, they all took the time to get to say hi to me and get to know me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Kaden doesn't play some of those positions. You know what I mean? So they made sure that like they let me know, like, hey, I know he don't play this position, but what's up? And I appreciated that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um and Heartline, he's my heart.
Yeah.
He is my heart. He's a straight shooter. And I love that. I love someone that I could have a conversation with that I don't feel like he's blowing smoke up. Can we curse? Blowing smoke up my
Yeah.
ass. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I don't like the fluff stuff. And then Day is, I feel now to you guys, Day is the coach at Ohio State. Day to me is another parent that I can talk to about this thing called football.
Uh.
It's a difference.
That's what Duke said too. That's exactly how
Yeah.
Duke
Yeah.
Pettijohn described him. Riley Pettijohn is a linebacker. He just lost his black stripe today. So shout out to Riley. But he said the same thing. He was like, he's a dad first, right?
Yeah.
That's what Duke told us. So I
Yeah.
have a
Like,
quick question. Is along the same lines that you just said about they let you pick the visit and they're like, cool. Were there other schools that if you gave them a date, they were trying to push you in a different direction? And what was
yes.
the reason behind that? Do you know?
The reason for them is that they were having something maybe going on that week of that they wanted him to select
Yeah.
it. Like, like they wanted to do it big.
Yeah.
But they wanted him to pick that day. And then, others like, oh, the quarterback for whoever, wherever is going to be there on the same day, same weekend and stuff like that. But,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
uh, our schedule is our schedule,
Yeah.
and they will push a kid. They will push.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's when parents have to step in and say, no, this is what it is, and you have to advocate for your child. And
Yeah.
it's not just with that date, it's with the
Yeah.
whole recruiting. um
I was going to ask you about that because obviously
yeah,
Ohio State does things a little differently. Along the lines, I think where you were just getting ready to go
yeah,
with nils included and money, and there's always these dark things to recruiting that we hear about, but we never hear really people talk about it. I'm not saying to name schools or certain situations. I'm just curious if I've heard recruits talk to it as well. I felt like I was at a used car shop and they were trying to buy me. You know what I mean? Like that's what they're trying to do instead of build that relationship. And we do know for a fact that there are teams out there just straight up buying people. Like that's what it is. They want to see the highest offer that comes in, and there it goes. But it sounds like Ohio State is so far from that. It's not even funny.
they're
And
smooth. They're
mhm.
smooth. They don't come off too strong. They don't harass, like call overly. They give you your space, but also let you know we're interested. They give you your space though. They're not gonna keep riding your back and like, hey, hey, hey. No. They said what they said. It's either you could take it cool, if not, cool too. And
Right.
that's
Yeah.
what I like about Ohio. Like, it's like, you can go our way. We're interested in you. It's almost like we're not about to kiss y'all ass. Not like that, respectfully. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I get it.
we are letting you know that we are interested in you. And this is why. And when I tell you they gave me all the whys, they break it down. And
Yeah.
then it's basically like, so you can, it's okay. You could come over here. We would love to have you, but it's also okay if you choose not to come too.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And you can all you could do is respect that.
Right.
They was
Yeah.
never pushy, never once pushy.
That's right on par with what we hear all the time. But in today's day and age, there are recruits out there that like they want that pushiness from schools, right? But here's the thing: Ohio State doesn't want those type of recruits. They don't want those
Yeah.
type of kids. They want these kids just like Caden is, just like Chris is. They're going to come in and get it how they live. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like they're gonna earn what is given to them and not going to have something given to them like prematurely per se. Like they're about that life. They want to be competitive. They want to go in a room. Clearly your son chose, I mean, there's five wide receivers in this class, right? And the Buckeyes are already stacked at wide receivers. So man, when you look at any kid that comes to this class, they have got to be a special type of person to walk in to a room like this, because on the other side is the best defensive players in the country as well. So as a wide receiver, when you go to practice, it ain't going to be no walk in the park.
Iron sharpens iron. You know what
Yep.
I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna lie, as a mom, you at first there was a concern, like, all these the players you like,
Yeah.
but I believe in my son.
Yeah.
I
So do
believe
we.
in Caden Dixon Wyatt. I
Yeah.
know what he exudes. So as long as I focus on that, nothing else matters. And he has laid the foundation of that type of behavior. So I just stay focused. I keep my eye on the prize just like he keep his eye on the prize. And iron
Amen.
sharpens iron.
Yeah.
He
So
been doing this since he was little. He wants to play with the best,
right.
you
I,
know?
I had a question. So
Mhm.
around the time he committed, it was right after I believe the NFL draft, and there was speculation that he committed because he saw Emeka go in the first round, and he was primarily a number 2 receiver his entire career. Is there any truth to that?
I don't think so. I think that Caden is, again, I said this, Caden is very mysterious. You won't know what he's thinking until boom, it happens,
Yeah.
right? And Caden has been very meticulous during youth football, during high school football, and now he's about to move on to college.
Right.
He looks for the boxes to be checked. He looks for the boxes to be checked. And um I don't think that, and congratulations to him with,
Mhm.
the NFL. And I'll say this, maybe it was a plus, but that wasn't a determinant to why he would have chose Ohio State.
Yeah.
Because, and no disrespect to that player, but Caden's trying to get to where he's already been.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it it might have been like, oh, and I just committed to Ohio, and they just
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
5 NFL draft picks. So
Right.
I feel like I did a good job with my selection. But no, I feel like Caden and Heartline got to know each other, and he believes in Heartline.
Yeah. I
He
love it.
believes in
You
him.
know, listen, I'm gonna do this. So there's another Buckeye parent watching right now, Mr. Satanile. Appreciate you watching, man. It's Epi, defensive end in the class before your son, right? So he's in fall camp right now, and he went to Bosco, right? His son went to Bosco. So let me pull this up. Listen, you
Boo!
guys are on the same team, though. You're both Buckeyes.
I'm
Look,
just kidding.
he said Modern Day is getting cooked this year by Bosco.
My son ain't getting cooked. And can't
Yeah.
nobody see him or be him. You tell me what dude from Bosco can guard my son, okay?
Yeah,
And I'll be
ain't no.
done, okay? I don't
Ain't
even
no.
want to make it an individual thing, okay? Because we'll go off into some whole other stuff on this interview. But we're gonna keep it at Ohio State, Mr. Bosco man. Oh, and
I
get
love it,
cooked
man.
kind of like they got cooked last year. Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
hey, look, there he is. He's still watching and listening. I love it. I love it, man. I
Yeah, that
had to
was
pull
a
that
that
up,
was
man.
a belt to you know what last year. I saw it on
He
YouTube
gonna
and I was
talk
like,
about
man,
we gonna get cooked, and we got Mark Bowman. I don't even need to say no more after Mark Bowman. I haven't even got to my son yet. Okay,
right.
I'm just
Yeah.
talking about Mark Bowman. That's
Hey,
it.
Yeah.
look, he does agree with you. He said no one can guard your son. So he agrees.
Yeah,
He
that's what
agrees.
I'm saying. No, and he know it, and I know it. So
Yeah.
that's what I said. Like
Hey, hey,
I already know these things, and I'm not even. That's why I try to stay humble, and I try to stay to myself. It's everybody thinks that their kid is the cat's meow. Okay, that's
yeah,
just what it is. Everybody
yeah,
thinks that their kid is the next best thing. I know he is.
yeah. I
That's the
love it.
difference. I
Heck
know he
yeah.
is. So while Caden will stay humble, which
Talk
I
that
have
talk, brother.
raised him to stay humble, I told him, I'll handle the other stuff.
Yeah, let them know.
I'll
I love it.
handle the
Hey,
other stuff.
hey,
Because
listen. Yeah. Hey, the dad in here, right? He knows he follows the classes real close. He knows your son and all that, but his son as well, the type of kids that Ohio State recruits, if you're not a winner, y- you're not getting an offer. They're
and
not
these
going to
kids
let
need
you.
to understand that there is winners and losers
Yeah.
in the real world. There ain't
Yeah,
no, you don't get no trophy for being second place in the real
yeah,
world. You don't. And
Yeah.
yeah,
I this environment that has switched from sports of making it acceptable that everybody wins. No, everybody doesn't win.
Right.
There's winners and losers. Okay. And I taught my son early on that so he can not be disappointed in life.
Yeah.
We're not doing our kids a service and doing these young people a service by saying, oh, everybody can be a first place winner. No, they can't. Not
Right.
in this
yeah,
thing called life,
Yeah.
yeah,
you know?
yeah. I love
Yeah.
it, man. It's
Just like
exciting.
Bosco's been second since Caden started at Modern Day.
Yes, he
I'm
Dab,
does.
sorry.
dab, dab.
I love it.
Okay, I'm
Hey,
just, that's just a little rivalry. Sorry.
Yeah.
He got me
well,
started.
I'm glad you're on our side of the rivalry next year. We're
Oh
gonna
yeah, it
make
goes down. It
I
goes
told
down.
you. Hey, listen, I've been trying to tell Buckeye Nation about you, Grace, and I'm like, look, we got the right mom. Just I am just so thankful that Caden, you guys come as a package deal, and we get Grace as the Buckeye mom, man, because she does not play. Like
Because
she,
absolutely.
but
trust me,
Kaden wants me to
I love
kind
her.
of but Kaden wants me to tame it down a little bit. Now
Every
that
son
he's
does.
and I don't have a problem with doing that. Um, but I got it honest. I grew up in sports.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
although I'm a female, I can talk about just as much things regarding sports as you guys can. I
So
can
can
have
you
my
let
yeah.
everybody
opinion.
know about your father and how
Say
you
what?
grew up? Can you let everybody know about your father and how you grew up in sports and the background of your family?
So my dad, he was a all-state, all-league athlete for Morningside.
Yep.
Again, like I said, Morningside High School in Inglewood is a very prominent school for sports. People
Right.
that came out of there play sports. So my dad, he played football, he ran track, and he played baseball. My
Right.
dad got drafted for baseball at around the same time he got drafted in the NFL.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, um, his career with the NFL did not last as long as his kids probably would have liked it to.
Yeah.
But during his process, he played with some amazing people.
Right.
And then he went to San Diego State,
Mhm.
um, played with some amazing players that y'all know, so after NFL didn't work out, he became a regular person working a regular job, and he had a career at Hughes Aircraft, a place in LA,
Yeah.
a material planner for aircrafts for over 35 years. But not only did he do that job, he was a coach for Morningside, because
Yeah.
by that time, me and my brother is old enough to go to the same high school that he attended. So I would follow along like the little girl off of the Titans, and I was going to CIF games, playoffs. We actually, for basketball, Morningside during that time would play against Mater Day.
Mm.
It was funk between us and Mater Day. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And back then things were just a little bit different on a racial standpoint.
Right.
So when there was an idea that Kaden was going to go to Modern Day, I was like, wait, hold up, because I'm remembering when I was a kid, and
Yeah.
like, wait, hold up. But of course, things have changed in a
Right.
positive
Yeah.
way, So my dad has always talked to me about sports. I was the little girl off the Titans, like, I followed my dad around, daddy little girl type of situation. I've always been involved in sports with my dad. So this was nothing different. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
when it came time to when I had Kaden, I had a boy. Then this little boy just got up at 9 months and started running with the football one day. He did not walk. He just got up and had his stuffed little football and started running. And my dad has supported me for like the decisions of like, okay, I want to put him in youth football. But like,
Yeah.
if I could ask my dad any question through Caden growing up,
Yeah.
and he was always available. Not only was he available, he's still friends with a lot of his old teammates from San Diego State,
Yeah.
from Morningside, from the NFL. He's still friends with them to this date.
Mm.
So Caden has a host of great uncles,
Yeah.
and
Right.
I had a host of uncles that when I was playing sports that supported me when I played basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I
That's really
mean?
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a really cool dynamic, and no wonder you formed into this powerhouse of a mom that is now raising it, going to be an absolute star, man. Like before me and Mello did a 2026 wide receiver video, probably a year and a half ago,
Yeah.
man, and we chose our top 3 receivers in the nation, and Caden Dixon Wyatt was on our list for that, and
I
I was like,
appreciate
there's
that.
no way we'll ever land Chris Henry Jr.
Right.
and Caden Dixon Wyatt in the
You
same
didn't believe it.
class. Like we
I
have
don't
those guys
think
on the same.
nobody thought that would happen. I really
No,
don't.
because
But you have to
they're on the same
understand
level.
their relationship. Um,
Yeah.
they're so funny and cute. I'm telling you, bromance. That's all I could think about. I just
Well, hey,
laugh.
I pulled a picture up, and you can tell they're pretty close to this one here. Look at their hands. Look at them. See them?
Yeah, they're very close.
Hey, listen, you brought up it's been about 50 minutes. I got one more question for you because you brought
Sure.
up a rivalry and you got pretty fired up about it. My question to you, what I cannot wait for is for the Ohio State Team Up North rivalry to sink into your blood and it catch fire. Where are we at with that?
I'm just still learning. Don't be mad at
Yeah,
me.
okay.
I
I'm not
just
mad. No, no,
learned
no.
I just
Yeah.
learned what up north means, and I'm just learning,
Yeah.
and once I get in there though, oh, it's belt to ass.
Yeah.
We're the lawnmower, we're
Yep.
running them over. Like I
Well,
just got to get acquainted. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
yeah.
Like
I,
I'm learning though.
Well, let me
Um
give you just one little tidbit of information to acquaint you. That team, right, is about to get roasted for committing the biggest cheating scandal on the face of the earth. So I call them scum because
okay.
they cheated for years. You're about to see the NCAA is going to drop it. It's the biggest cheating scandal ever in all of sports, that team. So whatever you feel towards Bosco when that came up, times that probably by like 25 and you'll have this rivalry. This
Cool.
rivalry gets voted the number 1 rivalry in all of sports, in all of
Okay.
it.
In the world.
Yeah,
Okay.
like it's in the world. Like it's
I mean, y'all saw how hyped I got,
hey,
and I
Yeah.
just
We
gave
need that
y'all a
energy.
that's
little
what I'm
bit.
saying.
We need
Yeah,
that
I know.
energy.
Yeah, I
I
just
know it's
gave y'all a
coming.
little bit, but
Yeah.
if we flip this script and did a modern day versus Bosco, oh,
I love it. Well, Mello, you got any final questions? I'm surprised my internet's still on. It is like a hurricane outside. My house is shaking from the
Oh,
wind
really?
right now.
really,
Keep
Yeah.
that down
So
there. Keep that down there.
I
Do not
know,
send
bro.
that north to Atlanta.
This is intense.
you
Mello,
be
any final
careful.
questions for good? Oh, I grew up
Yeah, I
in
just want to
Ohio.
thank you for
I grew up in
coming
Ohio.
on.
I'll be good.
And I think
Okay,
you've done a great job raising a young man, a fabulous young man. And we
I
appreciate
appreciate
you. We
that.
can't wait for you to come up here and give the Team Up North fans hell.
I'm excited. I
Yep.
I just gave y'all a little bit of taste of what's to come.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's
Yeah.
it. And I'm
I
so
love it.
excited for Caden and Chris. I'm just really excited for them. Like I am like
Yeah.
Heartline be like, I've never seen a mom more excited, like as if you about to go out there and play your damn self.
Yep.
Like I'm really excited. Like
Be like, put me in, coach. I'm playing slot.
yeah,
Hey,
like I want to be
you
like a little part of the coaching staff. Like
Yeah.
I want to be the one to pump them up type of thing, but I know I ain't going to be able to do that, but
hey,
I'm just
listen.
saying I'm excited.
She is not lying. I saw her at the OT7 event. She was bebopping everywhere, all over the place. I loved it. To sit
You
back and
were
watching
right.
it. Yeah.
They going to have to let
Hey,
now I will say this. I'm going to have to talk to Ohio that I've always been on the field with my son. That I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how that's going to play out. I'm just
I,
gonna pray on it. I'm gonna pray on it because
I'm.
you already know, Devin. I'm not
I
about
know.
to like. I can't stay still. I like. Yes, you already know, Devin. I'm
I'm
not
gonna
even gonna
put
play
my.
this game. I'm not.
I'm gonna. I would put money on you being on the sideline for every game you're at Ohio State. I just would put
And
money on it
look,
like that. That's
mellow.
Yeah.
I'm not like I don't need to be in the limelight. I'm not. I'm just. I could even be in the cut. I just need my son to see my eyes and say, show them no mercy. You
Yeah.
hear
oh
me?
Yep.
yes.
That's what I have to every game, no mercy.
I feel
That is
that.
our thing. Okay. And he will be like, yes, sensei. Yes,
Wax
sensei.
on, wax off.
I love it, man. Hey,
Yes,
Grace,
sensei.
we're definitely getting you back on. This is fire. I told you we'd have 500 people watching. We got 500 people watching. We appreciate all 500 of you that are
Shout out to
watching. Chris,
y'all.
yeah, Chris Lane, thank you so much for the $5. Nothing to say. Just wanted to listen. Go Bucks. Amen, brother. Appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get you back on here. Heck of an interview. That was
You
awesome,
might
man.
need
Good
to bring
information.
on, you might need to bring on next time somebody from Bosco because it's get like that was like
Might as
a
well bring
trigger.
on Mr. V. Mr.
That was
V,
like a
you must have
trigger.
challenge.
Like I was triggered. So we
Hey,
might have to maybe after we play them, Mr.
Mm,
hey, yeah.
Dad was in the stand, I mean in the
that,
chat.
In the chat.
Chat.
Hey,
you guys gonna see each
yeah,
other a lot. His son playing right there too. Right now, he's a DN,
yeah.
what position does his son play?
defensive end.
Defensive end. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
He's
I'll
but
still
that's
see you.
not what is the defensive
it's on the
So,
line on defense.
yeah.
The last
so he
guy.
protects
No,
he
he's trying to crush the quarterback, rush the
okay.
quarterback and tackle him
Have
Yeah.
you seen
Hey,
our defensive, I mean our offensive line?
yeah.
at Ohio State.
No, at modern day.
No, not yet. Not for this season. I
Yeah,
saw
they're
last season.
they're all they're all going to D1 colleges. I do know that.
Yep.
But yeah.
Is that
But
him again? He said
anyway,
Yeah.
he was number 4 last year. Okay, good for him. You know, and at the on a side note, I know we're doing little banter, but I want all these kids to win.
Yep.
You know, I
yeah.
want all of these kids to win. And anytime living in LA that you're not gang banging, you're not in juvenile hall, you're not, kicking it with the wrong crowd. Like my
Yeah.
hats off to that dad. I love the fact that me and him could go back and forth and talk about this stuff, and our kids are doing something positive. Like
Yep.
I like where the way I grew up and what the things that I witnessed, I would never like. I couldn't imagine my son seeing some of the things that I've seen.
Yeah.
His age. You know, we
Yeah.
were just kids. And
Yeah.
so shout out to him on a side note for being an active father and you know making sure that his son is doing something productive that is going to help him for the years to come for his life. This is life.
Right.
This is
Amen.
teaching life on life
Yes, it
terms.
is.
So
Yeah.
even though we still at war,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
For now. For now.
Now,
it's
and not really,
there
because his son's already got on
Bosco's
Mass
ass
Hey.
is
Hey.
grass and modern day's the lawnmower. Okay.
Hey.
However, shout out to him. Okay. And that's all
Yeah.
he's gonna get.
Hey.
That's it.
Speaking of life, when I told you guys it was storming here, I ain't joking. I got to get off here. I think a tree just fell down outside. I'm not sure what's going on right now. This
Let
is
me read this
intense.
one real quick. So
I don't know how. Well,
he
okay.
said,
Go.
tell Yola to bring Tom Tom with you. Tom Tom's a beast. Tell him he needs to come to Ohio State.
Tell
We
him,
need him.
yeah, I want Tom Tom too. I
Yep.
want Bowman. You know,
Bowman getting too big of a bag from USC.
Yeah.
We can't afford Bowman.
man,
Hey,
I
we'll see
want
what happens,
Bowman.
but we got it. We're at Grace. We're definitely getting you back on here for
Okay.
sure. I'll be in touch. I'll see you at the first when your son plays up at St. Ignatius. I will be there, so I will see you there.
Okay.
Appreciate you for joining the show.
Thank you
Chat,
guys so
appreciate you.
much. Bye,
Thank you.
Mello.
Yep.
Bye. Nice
All
meeting you,
right.
Grace.
All right,
Love you
Devin, we'll
guys.
talk.
Yep. Go Bucks. OH.
Go
Ayo.
Bucks.
That was cute.
Yeah. All right, Mello.
All
I
right.
seriously got to get off here.
I know,
I think
later.
literally, I think a tree just fell in my front yard. Yo, chat.
All right.
Stay blessed.
Let me know.
Yeah, we'll do. See it.
All right.